This inaugural season has been spectacular since the first heat race in Wheatland. Chris Spalding and Matthew Lindy enter their respective splits as the points leaders, as both drivers have had equally amazing seasons so far. Will they be able to close out the titles, or will their competitors overhaul them? Find out together tonight. NASA Cross Kart from Sonoma is next. Venue this week is the Sonoma Raceway, first race by NASA in 2018. It features 5 corners and blends the undulating dirt-covered carousel with the drag strip and NASCAR chute of the Sonoma road course layout. The start, appropriately known the bowling alley, is lined with walls. Words are hard on both sides and more often than not ends with contact. There are no jokers allowed on the initial starts at Sonoma, adding to the chaos as the field approaches the jump as one raging conglomeration of race cars. In NASA Cross Car, after open practice, our drivers head to single car 3-lap qualifying. Top 8 receive bonus points and are inverted for the 5-lap heat races. You win your heat, you're straight to the feature, 2 bonus points, no stress. The rest of our drivers sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps. The top half of each race advances, and the top 3 earn extra points. That will set the stage for our 10-lap feature race, and unique to NASA Sim Racing, 2 jokers are taken all evening. The first season of the NASA Cross Car Challenge concludes tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Alex Larson in the production truck and Brian Sawyer next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mert, as NASA and ASN are proud to welcome you to Sonoma, California. The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. And Brian, it's the final race of Cross Car. Futures is up first. Warren Watkins needs an absolute miracle. It's going to be a fun night. How are you? What are you thinking?
Hey, Josh, I'm doing great tonight. Super excited to be at Sonoma. It's one of my favorite rallycross tracks. It's I feel like it's going to be a good track for these cars. It's super flowy. Just a little, it's not too technical, a little flowy. We're going to have a good time. It's wide enough. I think these cars are going to be able to do 2-3 wide going up turns 1 and 2. Super excited to see what we can do.
As I ran a couple laps, and the carousel is fun in these cars, but the jump is immensely difficult. 21 cars getting ready to take part. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship entering this final race of this season. And if we look at the points, Chris Spalding, 10 points up on Warren Watkins. Of course, throughout the evening, we'll work on title permutations, but Chris Spalding looking good for that championship. Justin Morton, Jamison Leckenby, Casey Knight, Kevin Balland, Watson Collins, Lawrence, and Kulikowski, the top 10. And KLR, 2 and 3, are leading the team's championship. They've got a stranglehold on that ahead of Toy Story Racing, DWRS Teal, Prismatic, JC Academy. We look down the order through 10th, DWRS Pink in the 10th position. Brian, I have bad news. The Cross Car has been undefeated, but that's also good news in the Manufacturers' Championship.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I'm currently watching Jamison Leckenby try and drive over the audience. He's doing a little off coursing.
We need to not focus on that one. But
he's on the road course.
Head to qualifying. Jamison Leckenby fastest in practice at a 42.9. Who is the first car on track once it kicks forward? So excited to be back in Sonoma. Lead to qualifying. First car on track, Kendall Collins in the 167. The kid who won the first race of the season in Wheatland 6 weeks ago. and looking good to potentially cap off and bookend the season here. But of course, a long night to go over the jump to begin this first qualifying lap. Right behind him, Daryl Young in the 25. We run down the drag strip in reverse, up the carousel. So tricky to get this corner right. In the rally cars, Brian, you want to be glued to that paint that you can barely see on driver's right. Otherwise, if you go too far right, you got to slow down. Too far left, you're floundering in the dirt. It's not a fun time.
Yeah, coming into turn one, you got to be so careful. I was watching some of the people in practice. Once this track breaks in a little bit, it's really wanting to pull them in, and the car does not want to cooperate. So I think you got to be a little safer than you have to be in the rallycross cars. Those can power through it a little better, but these only being rear wheel drive, you don't have quite as much control.
Collins sets 44.6. Daryl Young 45.2. Laps begin to roll in. Casey Knight 44.5. Chris Spalding 44.6 in the first rotation of qualifying. Where is the points leader? Scout Lawrence goes to 6th. Warren Watkins to P1. Let's try and pick up Spalding here in the 0:39. Remember, 8 points if you are fastest in qualifying, fastest in seating, down to 1 point in 8th. So this qualifying session matters not only for these points, but also for your grid spot in the inverted heats. Hopefully you can get a good grid spot. I say that to avoid the carnage in the bowling alley on the start. Across the line for Spalding in the 0:39. What will he do? 43.8. He goes P1. Where's Watkins now? He now has got back on track to start that final lap, Ryan.
Yeah, see him just pull out of pits. Don't know if he had an issue on lap 2, but I'm assuming he did. Unless he's just trying to reset to get the fastest run he can for that third lap.
Maybe he gave it up, over-rotated in the final corner. I don't see any kind of slowdown for him. So we talked about this in the World Championship coverage when Evan and Kieran were going against each other for those championships, and they'd make a slight mistake on that second qualifying lap, and they'd park it, right? You don't park it on that second lap. You take that lap regardless of how, let's call it, bad it would be comparatively speaking. Warren didn't do that. Midway through this final lap, Spalding 43.9. He's done with qualifying in the 0:39. He was slower into the penultimate corner using the runoff of the NASCAR chute. What will Watkins do? This final corner, one of the trickiest in the cross car because of that transition mid-corner, rotating over the jump goes the 26. Will he improve? Casey Knight goes to stays second rather, in the 36 across the line for Watkins. 44.2. He does not improve. He's P3.
Look at the Watkins line going up turn 1 is wider than I would expect, but it did set him up nicely for that like little straightaway in between 2 and 3. But then again, that final turn before the jump, that seems very sketchy, especially for one car. Having 3 or 4 in tight formation there, I think we're going to see quite a few incidents there.
We have, I remember the World Feed intro of our broadcast when we were 4 wide going up the carousel. So it's a very racy track in Sonoma. I'm looking, my screen, James Watson. Thank you, Alex. You were reading my mind. In the 39. Currently sitting 7th in that car.
James was doing great in practice. He was up in P2 in practice, but I don't know if that's because he can drive a broken-in track or not, because you can see the asphalt under these turns and going up the carousel.
Just a friendly reminder to anybody who's new hanging out with us on the Automotive Sports Network. Welcome in. As these tracks, of course, when they are mainly NASCAR or road courses in general, they lay the dirt over it. It breaks in during qualifying, kind of breaks in during the later heat races. So they get reset before the heats, before the semifinal, before the feature, but it's grippier later on. James Watson goes to 6th, and that looks as though that's qualifying done and dusted. We will let this run out because, Brian, you got some programming notes for us before we go to Heat 1?
Yeah. Just waiting for them to pull up here, and we'll see what we got. I know we got next. I know we got the SimCar Grand Am Series coming up this Thursday. We're going to be at round 2 at Watkins Glen. That's going to be myself, and I'm not quite sure who, Josh. I think
Alex.
I don't know. Alex is coming with me? All right. Yeehaw, Alex is coming with me. On the 24th, we have the DRSCCA versus the WDCR. That is 2 races in the Ray. We're going to be at, I don't have that one up right there, Road America and Summit Point. That's going to be at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We got a whole crew for that one. Don't know why that logo's not showing up. But then after that, we got a whole bunch of SimCar running to Montreal, Silverstone, Monza, The Bend, Motegi, Magny Course, Mexico City, and Sebring every Thursday for the rest of the next couple months. I think NASA is going to start up again not too long after that. I think we're going to sprinkle in a couple special events here and there also. So keep your ears to the Discord, and we'll have a few things coming up for y'all.
ASN TV USA, no matter the social platform, to follow us and figure out where we are, what we're doing, and all of that fun stuff. Everything looking phenomenal for 2026 on the Automotive Sports Network. I had a look at Chris Spalding. He was doing donuts at the start-finish line of the regular Sonoma layout. Now we got Benjamin Harris doing burnouts, or he was trying to, in the 411. These guys, they're not using the rest of qualifying as practice. I mean, I can't disparage that because I instinctively parked the car, but they're missing out on track time.
Justin Morton's taking advantage of the time.
Morton, only one, taking advantage of the extra time, the minute or so that we have until we roll into heat number 1. So 21 cars. Now this gives Chris Spalding effectively, of course, drop weeks will be factored in. Everything is going to be unofficial until the checkered flag drops. But with Spalding 10 points up on Watkins, now he's technically 12. It's looking like a tall order for Warren, because Spalding, let's say, wins 25. If he wins, Watkins has to finish, what is that? That's 11th or worse, or 10th or worse. It's going to be hard. It's just a peek at the Drivers' Championship again before we head to heat number 1. And with 25 to the winner, 8 for fastest in qualifying, you get the 2 for the heat wins, 3 if you win a semifinal. Of course, everything still to play for as we finish the first phase of the evening. As checkered flag drops for qualifying, we will head to heat number 1. Plenty of us already hanging out on ASN, getting set for this first heat race. And our grid: Olivier Rateau, Nick Kulikowski, James Mensch, Darren Canfield, Kendall Collins, Jamison Leckenby, and points leader Chris Spalding in the 039. Wait for Leckenby. Jump on track. He is on track. 5 laps, 2 jokers, no jokers off the start. We will bowl our way through the bowling alley in turn 1. Heat 1 in Sonoma. Green flag off the line. Crossing into the points leader was Darren Canfield. No harm done. Into the first corner. Kulikowski nearly into the back. Rather, he did hit the back of Rateau in the 63. Mensch leads heading into the final corner to begin the first lap. Collins slides it nearly into Kulikowski over the jump. Spalding and Collins, just like in Wheatland back 6 weeks ago. Beginning the first lap is mentioned, the 294, Leckenby, Rateau, Kulikowski, Spalding, Collins, and Canfield into the carousel for the first time in anger with multiple cars. Collins has the grip, the paint with the asphalt. Stacked up is Spalding behind Kulikowski, over the crest, down the hill, back up the hill. Such a tricky section of track. Spalding on the outside in heat 1 already. Looking drivers right on Kulikowski. Side by side off the road goes Rateau. Spalding takes the spot. Around is
Darren
Rateau.
Canfield got a little squirrely off, and Rateau.
Mensch leads at the end of the
Darren
first lap.
Canfield.
Jokering is Spalding. Jokering is Kulikowski, Brian. Side by side for the lead.
Yeah.
Leckenby and Mensch dueling away to begin the second lap. Little tap of the brake for Mensch in the 294. And Leckenby to the lead.
Yeah, it looks like that outside line for Leckenby is that worked pretty well. He got a nice little run on Mensch. Mensch, though, at the beginning had an excellent start. I was trying to mention that Darren Canfield up the carousel the first time had a little bit of an issue, went wide into the grass, got to slow down, got that corrected, and then yeah, Rateau went a little haywire coming out of the asphalt and fell back a couple positions. But now Spalding's chasing down Mensch for P2.
Over the jump, Spalding nearly hits Mensch. Here comes Kulikowski. We're 3 wide for second, beginning lap number 3 in Sonoma. Kulikowski backs out of it. Spalding to second. Collins and Kulikowski side by side through the carousel. Multiple lines. Collins to fourth. On board the 039. Looking forward at Jamison Leckenby. In order right now. Leckenby, Spalding, Mensch, Collins, Kulikowski, Canfield, Rateau. Of course, it's going to switch up just a little bit. A couple guys go to the Joker. Mensch and Leckenby. 2 laps to go, Brian.
Yeah, that Joker. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice advantage. About a full. Spalding was in front of Leckenby barely though. Leckenby was in front. Pulls down, so about a half-second advantage. So nothing crazy.
Canfield and Rateau, we don't have to look. But they're battling off monitor like it's the end of the world for 6th, right in this heat race. Leckenby and Mensch, Spalding and Collins, they all have a Joker. Let's see. Leckenby, Mensch, Spalding stays out. Collins changed his mind last second. He's going to follow the points leader. White flag for Leckenby. Canfield has a Joker left. He passes Rateau for 6th. Just kidding. He's spun in the Joker. Commentator's curse. I wonder, Ryan, does Spalding have the delta to pass Leckenby? Because remember, only the winner transfers. This could get a little sketchy for the points leader. Final corner. Leckenby over the jump. As Spalding has to Joker. It's not going to be close. Jamison Leckenby wins heat number 1. To the semifinal goes the points leader, Chris Spalding. In Sonoma, Mensch 3rd, Collins 4th, Kulikowski, Rateau, and Canfield. That was not on my bingo card tonight, gentlemen. It's the 2nd time this season. As Inside Baseball, I can't hear you, Brian. I don't know where you are. I don't know what's happening.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was muted. I was dying. I was having a moment. Robert Martin, Benjamin Archer, Justin Morton, Chris Susky, Benjamin Harris, Kevin Boland, and Casey Knight are our grid.
Casey Knight mentioned that this is their first top 8 qualifying this season in the 36. Heat 2 in Sonoma. Flag. What a jump from Morton in the 11. And crumbing across, Susky nearly into Archer. They did make contact into the first corner. Bolland gets hit by Susky coming across into the 521. Archer spins. Robert Martin Jokers off the start. That will be a penalty for the 133 post-race.
Yeah, that's going to
be, what is it, a DQ effectively?
Oh, and yeah, he has realized what he's done. He is saying no over the voice chat. That's going to be probably a 40-second penalty for him. So effectively out of this race unless somebody has a major issue.
Morton.
Casey Knight up to P2.
Knight looking good in the 36th.
Casey Knight had a phenomenal start. They were back in the third row off that start, and they just jumped the gap in between the 2 cars in front of them.
Morton now. Will he lead the brigade to the Joker? He does not. Casey Knight in the 36. That was an aborted Joker if I've ever seen one. They were practically turned in, knew they weren't going to make it, had to bail out. Susky takes to the Joker, passes Harris. Knight, Bolland, Martin, and Archer. Now, Archer's racing a penalized car in Robert Martin. That's never one of my fun things to do. My least favorite thing is to race a penalized car. uphill for Morton from the lead. Susky in second. First start in a while for Susky, if I recall correctly, in the 96.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a few weeks. If I'm Casey Knight, I'm jokering right now. I got to get away from this.
Yes.
And there he goes. He's going with
Now.
Benjamin Harris, which is not exactly what you want, but get you out of 3 cars, get you down to 2 cars.
The abandoned Joker, not going to help them in the 36, of course. Into turn 1 in the carousel. Fastest lap for Morton was a 44.5. That was listed as fastest lap. Looking ahead of Harris by 2.3 seconds. 2 to go. I'm going to keep my eyes on that third heat race later on. Of course, we're still working on this one, but if Warren Watkins can capitalize, that'll be huge for him. But also Spalding will have pole position for that semifinal later on. Knight and Harris battling for the best possible grid spot in the semifinal, but of course they still have a Joker left. You take 2 to go. Harris bending on Knight. Knight running the outside,
They're
Brian.
2 very different lines. Yeah, they got 2 very different lines. And Knight's not fully committing to what he should be doing. He's starting wide. He needs to end it tight on the inside and use some of that grip on the inside line to his advantage. It's Benjamin Harris is starting inside, drifting up wide, giving Casey Knight the hole, but Casey's just it seems like they're a little afraid to fully commit to that pass.
Jokering is Harris.
We're going to offset the Jokers here. Harris going. Casey Knight's got to run the lap of his life if he wants this position.
Allland has a Joker left as well. Susky, Archer, Martin, they are done with their Jokers, and Robert Martin has just taken a third Joker in the 133. So it is now Robert
Bad to
Martin.
worse. He is not having a good time.
In his defense, apparently he just got off of running a solo Daytona 24 Hours. So for him to be here and to know how to drive this car, in my eyes, is astounding. He's crazy.
Yeah.
In a good way. Morton still leads. Impressive run for him. Look, Susky and Falland. Morton has to Joker. We look up front. The race winner from Winton.
It was good for
will
Casey.
win. Heat number 2.
I think
Casey's got a
Casey
Joker.
has this.
Over the jump goes Harris and Casey Knight second.
That was a good run. Casey had that whole back half of that final lap pretty much down to a science.
Falland, Susky, Archer, Martin. That'll be the starting grid for Heat 3 when it refreshes. Get that in just a moment. Take a look now at our grid. Stephen Moreau making his return for the first time in a while. Garth McDade, Daryl Young, Scout Lawrence, Joe Pascucci, James Watson, and Warren Watkins. Second place man in points in the 26. Getting set for Heat number 3 in Sonoma. Green flag. Off the line, Moreau misses the start just by a pinch. 3 wide with him, Pascucci, and in the middle, Scout Lawrence. Way wide in the corners, Daryl Young. We're nearly 4 wide off the start. Daryl Young slides it nearly into Garth McDade. McDade backs out of it. You don't want teammate on teammate violence on the start here in Crosscar. Blinking out with Scout Lawrence as they will begin the race in the lead. Second is Young. Third is Watson. Pascucci, Watkins, McDade, and Moreau into the carousel for the first time. Side by side, second and third. Side by side, fourth and fifth. And again, Brian, differing lines here from the field.
Warren Watkins, though, phenomenal job of grabbing that inside grip strip. Pulled him right up next to Joe Pascucci. And I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain the speed on the outside here for this transfer, but yeah, it's not looking like it. But that was a great entry to turn 1.
Pascucci mowing the lawn in the 0-1-5. Letting Watkins through. Will we see some Jokers? Lawrence does. Everybody else, well, Pascucci does. Second, third, fourth do not. McDade and Moreau do not Joker. James Watson holding second now in the 39. Pascucci battling Young in the 0-1-5 to the 25. The track's already getting pretty gnarly, Brian, and we're only 2 laps into Heat 3.
Yeah, and I think that's really
Watkins.
going to help Warren. Warren has grabbed that inside line phenomenally 2 laps in a row, and he surges each time he does that. I think he's a contender probably for second here. I think he might be able to catch James.
Crest into turn 4. Position change, passes Pascucci. And Watkins. Jokers nearly gets clobbered by Daryl Young. Tried the 2-for-1 special, and Young is around. And that is a tricky spot here in Sonoma, crossing or being middle of the road trying to joker Brian.
Yeah, Young looked like he was trying to get by Pascucci. He had a little better exit, and then but Watkins said, "I'm taking the joker," and yeah, Young had to go, "Oh no!" And now he's offline, off balance, and took that car in a circle.
Look at Joker. Look at Pascucci. 015. Warren Watkins has crashed on live pictures in the 26. He slammed the wall in turn 4. We talk about it all the time, Brian. That wall, when you crest in turn 4, it's blind. You can't see it. You turn in too soon, you're going to clobber it. That's what happened to Warren in the 26 as we take 2 to go.
Yeah, he's very lucky to still have a wheel attached to that car. It wasn't that bad of an incident, but definitely enough to knock him off camber. He's got 1.3 seconds to James, and James hasn't taken his second joker yet, so take second out of his future here. And looks like it's going to be Lawrence Watson unless something crazy happens.
Coming to the white flag in Sonoma. James Watson will joker. Scout's done. So this will be a duel. James Watson will sneak his way to the lead. Potentially he does. White flag. Watson leads by 0.2 of a second over Scout Lawrence. Astounded, and I agree with you that Watkins has a right front. I thought it would have taken that wheel off in the 26. Lawrence pushing for all they're worth. It's so tricky when you don't expect that grip, Brian. I noticed that they were turned in, they hit the grip, and it ripped them. Watkins, Lawrence. Watson leads through the final corner. Lawrence, Watkins, Pascucci, McDade, Young, and Moreau. Final corner. James Watson will sneak his way to the victory of heat number 3 in the 39. Finally, good luck for him. Lawrence second. Third, Watkins to the semifinal goes second place man in points. Joe Pascucci, Garth McDade, Daryl Young, and Stephen Moreau to end heat 3.
That was a good run for James.
Well, we're going to try to. That is definitely not the result. Not sure what's.
Sorry about that.
Everybody finishing up. We get set for semifinal A. Brian, both championship competitors now in this semifinal, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, it's about to refresh here. We'll get that grid. Come on, iRacing. Who's taking? Stephen Moreau. Get off that track.
Spalding, Lawrence, Harris, Collins, Pascucci, Susky, Rateau, Young, and Robert Martin. 9 cars. Look at this. We're looking at top 5. Go to the race. Only benefit of not making it is start from pole position in the semifinal. Trade-off, but I wouldn't want to be. Nope. No, sir. It's chaos. Just waiting for Pascucci. On track. 9 cars, 5 laps, 2 jokers, top 5 transfers. Semifinal A in Sonoma.
I see death in the bowling alley, Josh. I feel it coming.
Flag. Spalding spins the tires on the start. Lawrence will lead us. Harris and Spalding side by side. It's Collins and Pascucci side by side. Here comes Collins. Looks through the middle. Thought about it. In the 167 into the final corner. Into the points leader nearly. No contact. I thought they would have touched. Over the jump. Pascucci rides the side of the jump. Side by side, Young and Collins. Lawrence leads at the beginning of the first lap. We're side by side in the back with Pascucci, Harris, and Martin. 3 wide into turn 1. Collins and Young. Young rips the grip, comes across into Collins, takes the spot. Immediately says sorry over the radio. Scout Lawrence leads us still. Collins looks to the inside on Young.
Woo! That was a good
was-
pass.
That was a
He's
good
gonna make it
pass.
stick. That was
Young around
and
again.
Young is losing
in the
it.
25. Up front. Scout Lawrence
Young
is
is-
Joker.
Young seems to be struggling when he has to take a line he's not used to running. Has to go wide and ends up looping the car. Very easy car to loop though, so you get a little off balance. Yeah. Taylor Collins looking to set up the same pass on Chris Susky. Nope, he's going to do it earlier. He's going to do it in turn 1.
Impressive. It's impressive from the kid in the 167, sure. Sitting in third, winner from Wheatland at the beginning of the season. Husky in fourth. Spalding trying to catch Lawrence for the lead. Jokering as Lawrence to complete their strategy in the 08. Jokering's Collins. Martin and Pascucci, they touch on Joker entry. Martin gets sent way deep into the Joker. Lawrence still leads. Spalding, Collins, Susky, Harris, Pascucci, Martin, Rateau, and Young right now. Joker strategies. Spalding's got both of them. And Lawrence has no delta, Brian, over Chris.
Yeah, I'm thinking Chris is going to be taking this if or when he decides to Joker.
Always a tricky game to play. Because if you wait until the last 2 laps, someone behind you jokers, gets in front of you. Harris jokers, passes Susky. Last lap for Lawrence, 44.9. The liquid glass effect of Chris Spalding at a 43.9. Fastest lap for him. Windows Vista Aero, liquid glass, whatever. And there's really no delta now. And I don't want to say this race is over, Brian, because we've said for years anything can happen. But Spalding can just leisurely take these jokers on the last 2 laps. Takes its first joker in the 0.39. Takes the lead.
Somebody asking in chat how much these cars weigh. They about 600 to 800 pounds. A little heavier than the 300 to 400 pounds.
Right, rode on board for a moment from Chris Spalding, looking back at Scout Lawrence. Lawrence stays second. Collins, Harris, and Susky. Susky holds the transfer spot at the moment ahead of Joe Pascucci in that 5th position in the 96. Pascucci, Young, Martin, and Rateau in the back of the final corner for Spalding. He'll have to take this second joker. No mistakes. Perfect execution. And points leader, Chris Spalding, 3 extra points in his quest for the championship, winning semifinal A. Scout Lawrence, second. Third, Collins. Fourth, Benjamin Harris. Fifth, Chris Susky. Will be the final car to transfer out of this semifinal. Pascucci best of the rest, followed by Daryl Young, Robert Martin, and Olivier Rateau. Scary stuff for the points leader first. Sure. Wheel spin off the start. Head to semifinal B. Casey Knight, James Mensch, Warren Watkins, Kevin Balland, Nick Kulikowski, Garth McDade, Benjamin Archer, Darren Canfield, and Stephen Moreau. 9 cars, 5 laps, another 5 cars transfer out of this semifinal. Semifinal B in Sonoma. Flag off the line. Good start for Knight in the 36. Wheel spin. Thought they were coming across into James Mensch. Mensch battling with Watkins. 3 wide with Balland. They touch down to the final corner to begin the first lap. They are still touching Mensch and Balland over the jump. Knight loves this. Watkins in second. Mensch, Balland, Kulikowski, Archer, McDade, Canfield, and Moreau. carousel for the first time. Single file. Canfield looking to the outside on McDade. Hitting the curb was Archer. You hit the sleeping policeman. If you go a little bit too far, Brian, it'll kick you out wide. Not a fun
Yeah,
time.
and the sleeping policemen are brutal in a full-size rallycross car. And in these cross carts, you're
Around
going
is
airborne.
Knight!
There's
Saved it from the lead. But they're going to lose the lead
Ooh.
to Warren Watkins. Here comes Mensch. Knight immediately jokers. So does Watkins. Who else jokers? Archer does. Canfield. And Moreau. Around in the jokers, Canfield in the 0.23 at the end of the first lap. Watkins lead.
Oh my God! Here comes Kevin Boland shoving himself on the inside of James Mensch. I don't think he's going to make it stick. He's a little too squirrely. Yeah, he's all over the place. But that was one hell of an attempt.
Rip the curb just like you're supposed to. At least I recall that from the Lights World Championship days. You and I ripping those curves to get the best rotation, best speed through the corner.
Yeah, he's bleeding a lot of speed in there though.
Knight jokers again in the 36, coming to 3 laps to go in the semifinal. Knight, Watkins, Archer, Mensch, and Balland. This battle has gotten a little bit spicier with Kulikowski involved. This is for the transfer. If we can go back to 4th, 5th, and 6th. Battling for the transfer, Mensch, Kulikowski, and Balland. 3 cars under a blanket for 2 of these spots as we round the carousel. Turn number 1.
Kulikowski's looking to get the 2-for-1. He's trying to use all the outside of that track to get them as much grip as he can. But Balland's going to
Balland touches.
make
Kulikowski saved it. Right.
Yeah. Impressive run from Kulikowski. Balland was not making that easy for him to get that turn set up, especially with the touch.
Jokering is Mensch, jokering is Balland. Balland is wheeling this car, Brian. Spectacular stuff for the Briton in the 49. 2 to go for Knight in the 36. Now, granted, everybody's done with their jokers. Sorry, let's back up. Words are hard. Casey Knight and McDade have 2. They're done. So Watkins, Mensch, Balland, Archer, everybody still has 1 joker left. So I'm interested to see, are we going to see some offsets? And how will it affect the transfer spot? Because Balland, Archer, Kulikowski, everybody has the joker left in the mid-pack.
Yeah, I think this
Watkins
is
gotta slow
Watkins'
down.
race. Oh, as I say it doesn't matter anymore. I was saying it might be Watkins' race. Now he's going to have to make the pass on Merritt. He easily had it in the joker, but that slowdown is going to really kill his chances.
Archer, Mensch, Balland, Kulikowski. The joker rotation is Mensch, Balland, and Kulikowski have 1 left. Benjamin Archer is looking not great to transfer. He's got Mensch, Balland on the rear wing, and Kulikowski close behind. Watkins is trying to dig for this extra bonus point. Casey Knight defending for all they're worth. We still focus on Mensch and Archer up the hill. This is for the 3rd position on track with a tentative transfer spot hanging in the balance. Final corner. Casey Knight will head over the jump and win the semifinal. Warren Watkins 2nd. Jokering is Mensch. Here comes Balland bowling his way through. Over the jump goes Archer. Checkered flag. Mensch, Balland, and Archer beats Kulikowski at the line for the final transfer.
Wow. Boland had such a phenomenal idea, just couldn't make that execute. He went super wide, tried to do the undercut, and just ran out of room on Mensch there.
Best of the rest. Kulikowski, Canfield, McDade, and Moreau as we take a look at part of the classification for the 2nd semifinal. As the gridding process is over, we're going to step aside for just a couple moments, let these guys have a reset. On the other side of the break, the final feature of the season, Sonoma.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race. Takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Between these two in turn one, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap. Clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside.
Too late.
The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, series, whatever it may be. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, apparently we might even be on the dark web. I do not know. I cannot confirm or deny that. We are gunning for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube for ASN Live. I just refreshed it in the break. We're at 972. We're looking good. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. The link to the Discord, nasasimracing.com. We're also looking for partners for Rallycross and Crosscar. So join us, talk to Brian, talk to me. We can figure something out. We're looking good there. We welcome you back to round 6 of NASA Crosscar Futures from Sonoma with Alex Larson in the production truck and Brian Sawyer next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz on the Automotive Sports Network, and we are getting closer and closer to crowning the inaugural NASA Crosscar Futures champion. Brian, what are we thinking heading into the feature?
What are we thinking going into the feature? Let me pull up what I have for grid and everything for this. Looks like we're going to have a front row of Jamison Leckenby, Justin Morton, and James Watson. You know what? I'm going to say that I think this might be James Watson's time to shine. He's been so fast all season, and he won his third heat race, so he's gonna be up front. There's no invert. I think he's gonna have a real shot if Lady Luck doesn't get in his way again.
The first time that he's transferred to a feature, where was the last time that he transferred? He didn't make it, and he didn't race in Crandon, I don't think. Not transferred to the feature. It's been since, I think Wheatland was the only time, because he crashed from the lead of the heat race in Phoenix. It's been a decently long time, so good for Watson to get through to the feature. I was going to bring up some programming notes, but we are getting set to grid. Just a reminder that our next show will be Thursday for SimCart Watkins Glen. You'll have Alex Larson, Brian Sawyer for that. That will be at 8, let's call it 9 o'clock Eastern Time on ASN Live. 13 cars, I think, what I've read. Can't claim that I know how to read correctly, but we will go from there. We do have 13 cars getting set for this final feature race of the season. And our grid: Jamison Leckenby, Justin Morton, James Watson, Chris Spalding, Casey Knight, Scout Lawrence, Warren Watkins, Kendall Collins, James Mensch, Benjamin Harris, Kevin Bolland, Chris Susky, Benjamin Archer. Simple. Chris Spalding finishes higher than Warren Watkins. It will be a championship for the 039. If anything goes crazy, we'll figure it out as we go. Thanks for joining us on ASN. We wait for James Mensch to grid. 13 cars, 10 laps, 2 jokers as we get set to crown a champion in Sonoma. Green flag in California. Off the line. Great start for Casey Knight from the second row of the grid. Morton and Leckenby side by side to the first corner. Spalding sends it on Knight. Missing the corner was Watson, nearly contact between them. Everybody clean through the bowling alley so far and into the final corner to begin the first lap. Collins is around nearly off, I think, the front bumper of Casey Knight side by side over the jump with Bolland. Now, Collins and Watkins dueling away. Up front, Morton and Leckenby begin the first lap. Into the first corner, Spalding and Watson third and fourth. Spalding took the spot from Watson. I missed it. Apologies there. Here comes the points leader, surging up the hill through the carousel past Morton. Can he take the spot from Leckenby halfway through this first lap? Morton, Watson, as Watkins and Lawrence side by side through the carousel. And the 26 takes the fifth position. Lawrence, Collins, Mensch, Harris, Bolland, Knight, Archer, Susky. We will take the joker on the first opportunity. Morton does. Watson does. Watkins does. Takes the spot from James.
You can't double think it, James. He goes, I shouldn't take it, or I should take it, and then the car in front of him went, and he thought he was going to pull out, and you can't do that in these. You can't really do that in anything on this joker.
Nearly came across into Leckenby, did Watson, in the 39 to the 51. Spalding in fourth. We can effectively call him maybe champion-elect at this point, but we'll wait till the checkered flag to officially confirm it, of course. Justin Morton looking for his second win of the season. He won in Winton in Australia. He leads over Warren Watkins by 0.4 of a second. He jokers in the 11th.
I don't want to call anything on lap 2 of a race, Josh. This track is very easy to get into a flow on and then just easily make a mistake, especially going up the hill, transferring that back to the asphalt off the dirt. Very easy to just get too into it and just clip your tire on that wall.
We've lost Kendall Collins from this race in a spectacular accident with Scout Lawrence. As they came across, got hit by Kevin Bolland, and pulled out in front of Benny Archer in the 521. Over went the 167. And then Chris Susky crashed into Bolland. We're taking a second look at the Collins incident. Lost. Yeah, that was gnarly. I know better not to call on lap 2. You know why? Because a guy named Brian Sawyer was once leading a race here in the Lights World Championship and crashed out of that race. So, let's get a reset with the calamity that's been happening. Morton leads, Spalding second, Watkins third, Watson, Leckenby top 5, Knight, Lawrence, Mensch, Harris, Archer top 10, Bolland, Susky, Collins, the remaining running order. What makes it worse is just a quick tangent on that, Brian. That was the race you flipped and crashed here. I took the lead, was leading the race, ran out of fuel on the white flag lap. So neither one of us won.
One of my favorites of yours.
You know what? We don't talk about that.
I know. I needed you not to win, and the fuel gods gave it to me. Justin Morton coming out of the that was Watkins coming out of the joker, passing Morton like a little rocket ship there. He's got some speed. Looking at Casey Knight, I'm impressed Casey Knight's still in this race. Off that beginning, coming out of that final curve before the first lap, he was getting ping-ponged all the way back between 3 or 4 cars. Surprised he kept it on track, and they're back up to 6th, so impressive run there.
Watkins doing everything that he can to potentially get this championship for him, but his championship protagonist, his antagonist, I guess you could say, Chris Spalding, sitting in the 3rd spot with a joker left in the 039. It's been impressive for Spalding. Watkins leads. We take crossed flags halfway home here in Sonoma. Morton, Spalding, Watson, Leckenby, top 5. They are in the transfer spot for the Masters race. in just a couple moments. Knight's done with his jokers. That's not going to help him with a transfer spot, Brian. Jameson has both of his left. Spalding and Watson have one.
Yeah, if I was Spalding about a lap ago, I would be double thinking about taking my joker, but now's the time to take it. Now you're about to come up into traffic. You're not gonna run into 1 and 2, but he decides to stay out, hits the wall. Good, it's a little squirrely. And now he's back in the position again where if he jokers, he's gonna come out right next to Watkins. And you don't want that. Now he's gotta do another dig lap and try and close that gap a little bit before he takes that joker and gets in front of him. He's doing so well, though.
They have worn into the asphalt, Brian. You could see when we rode on board, they're ripping into the asphalt, full grip in these cross cars at Sonoma.
Yeah, you can hear the asphalt coming off of Chris Spalding's tires as he's running that line pretty robotically. And now once again, take the joker. You're about a second up. It's time, and he's not going to.
This is not good for him. Leckenby Jokers takes his first joker in the 51. Goes to third.
See, now you have a problem. You have another car just coming out and becoming traffic for you. And this is how you get into problems.
Battle for the lead still, Watkins and Morton. These guys can duel like it's for the World Championship. They've got nothing to lose for the win or for Watkins for the championship. He has to win or bring the steering wheel home. Chris Spalding unofficially has to be, I think, 10th or better, but of course we'll wait until the checkered flag. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Leckenby Jokers. Spalding's going to wait another lap as Leckenby goes to the lead. Impressive run for Jameson in the 51.
Yeah, he's hauling the mail. I didn't realize he had a second joker there.
Relative newcomer to NASA Sim Racing, joined us at the tail end of the 2025B Contenders season. Jumped into this cross car, got aligned with KLR. And the mentorship of the reigning world champion, proving good for the 51. Morton is still hounding the rear wing of Watkins. Spalding fourth. I think it would be a big insult for Spalding to take the joker on the last lap and steal the spot.
Oh, he's going to.
Watson Jokers in the 39. Passes Knight, passes Spalding, and interjects himself into this this battle for the podium. And contact between Spalding and Watson. What a send!
Oh, that contact could have been a lot worse. But that's why you take the joker when you have the opportunity, so the traffic doesn't come to you. If Spalding got hit Watson a little harder and lost it, I mean, that's it. Championship gone. You're falling all the way back to 12th.
Final corner. Watkins and Morton still dueling away for second. Jameson Leckenby over the jump will take the victory in Sonoma, and Chris Spalding will become the inaugural NASA Cross Car Futures champion in the 039. Watkins third, Morton fourth, fifth is Watson. Final car to transfer to Masters. Knight, Mensch, Harris, Lawrence, Archer top 10, Ballan, Susky, Collins. The remaining classification. That was a brawl, Ryan. That was a good time.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a good time. That was close racing from those top people the whole time. Trying to get points done really quick so we can confirm this. I'm typing my little heart out.
Just take a look.
Spalding is having one heck of a celebration.
Finishes the season like he started the season. Second place on the road. What a run for Jameson Leckenby in the 51. I know I mentioned it a couple moments ago, but it's been a brawl for him to make his way through the field.
Yeah, tonight's run actually just put him
continuing.
Up. That put him up one position, up to third overall. Alex, I think we're ready. You can go ahead, hit those points, pull it up. We're official.
Champion of the inaugural NASA Cross Car Futures, Chris Spalding. in the 039. Warren Watkins, 17 points down on him. Leckenby on the podium in the championship in third. Justin Morton. Morton only ran 4 races, I think, so he missed one. I believe he missed one and finishes fourth. Casey Knight, impressive run for them, fifth. Paulan, Watson, Collins, Lawrence, Kulikowski. Moral of the story in this championship, James Watson has horrible luck after getting crashed in Phoenix, and it has been bad luck after bad luck. He had a good run today in future. We have the teams as well. Take a second.
We do.
Look. And just to remind everyone, don't go away once we're done here. We do have the Masters race. And Kieran Lifflander Racing not only wins, but finishes second with the second and third splits of his team. Toy Story Racing, TWRS Teal, Prismatic, Mink, JC Academy, TWRS Pink, Impact, and Mika rounding out the top 10. We do have our champion, Chris Spalding, ready to go in the media pen. I will get a thumbs up, I guess, when we're ready internally, and we'll go from there. It's been a fun season of CrossCar, and Brian has to do NASA admin things, so I will have a chat with our champion. Alex, are you all good? Can you give me a thumbs up if I can move him? We are good. Oh, everything's frozen on my end. Hopefully, nope, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Hey, Chris, it's Josh. You got me? All right, champ. I was a little concerned in the, yes, officially 2025/6A NASA CrossCar Futures Champion. Great run, my friend. I want to ask you, I guess season as a whole is my second question, but in that semifinal, or I think it was the semifinal feature, Words Are Hard, you had wheel spin and you were caught in traffic, but I guess talk me through your race tonight and talk me through your championship run in general, because it has been impressive to watch.
Hang on 1 second, guys.
Kulikowski, if I remember his last name right. But I got into very nervous going into the semifinal, or Words Are Hard. What is it called again? LCQ?
The consolation is what it's called in the sim. We call it semifinals. So you're on the same,
yeah,
on the right.
Semifinals. That was stressful. But I was just so distracted. Oh wait, I clicked the wrong one. Wait, cancel. Sorry, technical difficulties. I was so distracted. I kept messing up everywhere and I was just letting Justin and Warren run away. But I'm just so glad. If you could see the smile on my face. I'm just so happy.
Just more proof that everyone has to have a camera hooked up to our broadcast so we can see. But that's awesome to hear. Super. I live vicariously through you guys now. It might be old man tangent for a second during an interview, but I live vicariously now to hear the excitement and hear the emotion that I had. I had these same emotions 5-10 years ago when you win championships. It might be a video game to some, right? Whatever. That doesn't matter. Forget about the opinions. But the fact that you drove your ass off tonight, the entire season, Wheatland, when you came so close, you had a couple dominating runs, and then you just steal it away, the podium spot away from Watkins to add insult to injury at that checkered flag. I know they're trying to get the drivers' meeting going for Masters. Who would you like to thank for this championship run? And then we'll let you go.
I'm just so thankful for Kieran reaching out to me the first round and asking, hey, why are you so fast? And I said, I don't know. Kevin Bolin, Garth McCade, Darren Canfield, Indy, Jameson, those guys are so great. I don't know what to say. My mom and my dad, let's not forget that one.
Of course, family always first, as we always like to say, but I want to add another layer of tasty, sugary icing to this championship cake before I let you go. Your team owner, world champion Kieran Lifflander, won the Lights World Championship, won the Supercars World Championship, and you immediately back it up as a new signing to his team, winning the Futures Championship. And Boss Man himself is in the chat, my friend. So great run, great championship. I will let you go, and good luck in Masters.
Thank you.
So we are going to step aside for just a couple moments on the Automotive Sports Network. We took a look at points, had our interview with our champion, Chris Spalding. On the other side of the break, we're going to wrap up the Masters side of CrossCar. Don't go anywhere. We're watching NASA CrossCar on ASN.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Wetz will hold his power. he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in turn one, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like we're able to hold his power.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the
Boy, if it's working.
The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. If you like what you have seen tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, we might even be on the dark web. We are looking for 1,000 subscribers. We have 972 at this current moment. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. We are looking for partners in 2026 for Rallycross and Crosscar. Join in. Give us a message if you've got an idea. Figure something out. Put your name on the car, the series, whatever it may be. As I want to remind everybody of the format for tonight, as we are in the Masters split of our race. We do have the 3-lap solo qualifying. It'll invert the field for our heat races, and the top 8 from that qualifying get bonus points. If you win your heat race, you're straight to the feature with 2 bonus points. Everybody else goes to the semifinal consolation races. Top half, I think it was 5 from the future split. We'll see if that's changed in Masters. Top 3 of those races, regardless, get points. That'll give us 10-lap feature, 2 jokers that is unique to NASA Sim Racing, as we are set to conclude the first season now of NASA Crosscar Masters. We've got Alex Larson hanging out with us, figuring stuff out with the terrifying button box that Brian Sawyer has developed. You're doing a great job. Brian's next to me, really enthused that he doesn't have to push other buttons tonight. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. We are finishing in practice. Brian, give me a quick recap or what you thought of the Futures race, because it was chaotic. What are we thinking about Master?
I thought the Futures race was surprisingly clean. I don't know if you can hear me right now. My Discord's dead, so I don't know if my vMix is dead or not. Oh, you got me. Beautiful. Yeah, I thought it was surprisingly clean. I was very impressed with turn 1, how there are 2 lines, and if I were driving this, the inside line is your defend line, and the outside line is where you want to go if you want to try and pass. The outside line looks really nice to throw it in and do an over under, and hope the car that you're trying to pass can't stick it on the inside and hold it there. So seeing a lot of new strategy things you could do. I'm watching Kieran Lifflander consistently hit the inside wall too. That's uncommon for him, but he's just trying to do perfection. And best Zach Blanch's time. Zach Blanch top of the tower with a 43.42, and Kieran with a 43.59. So
let's take a look
about a 2/10 difference there.
Before we head to qualifying, let's take a look at the points for Masters coming into this 6th and final round. Matthew Lindy looking really good ahead of his teammate Zach Blanch. It's 14 points between them, so it's essentially the same gap that we had earlier for the future split. No former world champion Evan McFarland, and this is the first time that Evan has not been in a NASA race, I think, since 2023, before he started his reign as world champion, which is astounding for the Californian kid. Kieran Lifflander, reigning NASA world champion in 4th in points. Indy Kirkenbauer, Romain Rateau, Keenan Kusan, TJ Staver, Umet Acton-Isley, and Jeff Cartwright, rounding out the top 10. And in the team's championship, let's take a look at that. I believe it is one of the KLR teams. I could be wrong. Nope, it's TWRS Blue. They're looking good, ahead of Kieran Lifflander Racing. Channel 199, KLR 2, down the order to the 10th position. We will head to qualifying, and we'll take a look at some programming notes after qualifying, upcoming on the Automotive Sports. We are getting set to go for the final qualifying session of the Masters season, and it was McFarland, Lindy, McFarland, Blanch, McFarland. So who knows what will happen in this final round of 2025A. Ryan has fixed his Discord. So first car on track, Jake Robichaux in the 69.
I think Jake spams that button. He really likes to get on track first. He knows the first person always gets the camera time.
Jamison Leckenby was right behind him. Winner of the Futures split a couple moments ago. Jake Robichaux beginning his first lap. Romain Rateau behind him. Chris Leone making his second start of the season. I'm trying to find. Tell you what. Well, never mind. Let's not ride on board with him yet. He hasn't started a lap. Got a treat for you upcoming few moments. I'm going to find Jake Robichaux on my end. There he is. Down the hill, up the hill, and into what is technically turn 3. We talked about the very tricky, blind nature of this corner. You have to believe and have confidence in your ability and that the car is not going to do anything that you don't expect. Because if you fear that wall, Brian, and this is not to roast you, I promise. If you fear the wall, you're going to crash into it. So that is, I've learned that at Charlotte, for example.
Yeah, the wall's very easy to target fixate on.
Across the line, 46.8 is the benchmark for the moment, but it was just reset by Romain Rateau. 44.422. Matt Kalish, Justin Morton, times roll in. Umut goes to 4th. Lunan to 6th. Matthew Lindy, he's beginning his first lap. Chris Spalding, Futures champion, beginning his second lap. He goes P1 at a 43.716. There is Eddie Grove has spun on his second lap. Indy Kirkenbauer goes to 3rd. I'm just waiting. Zach Blanche to get on track. He has just jumped on track. We look at Matt Kalish in the 54. Came oh so close to winning in Winton a couple weeks ago. Matthew Lindy has gotten on track. Championship leader. Warren Watkins goes to 4th. Devin Hughes to 7th. Spalding over the jump on his final qualifying lap of the Masters split. Will he improve? Across the line, 44.4. He stays P1, but he does not improve his time. Kevin Garcia, if I recall correctly, was out due to some circumstance that I don't remember. I'm glad to see him back. If all of that is correct in my mind, he goes to 4th, does the man from New Mexico, the Rallycross Futures champion. Outgoing, I should. Where is... Kieran and Zach are making me wait, guys, and I don't like it. Romain Rateau goes to 4th. Chris Lunan has flipped. The vehicular gymnastics competition has commenced. Over the jump to the 86. No rear wing. I think the flip count should be about 4. Will Spalding improve his lap time? Across the line. 43.9. Still no. Blanche is on track now. Still no Liftlander on track. All right. Let's ride on board Matthew Lindy in the 16. In the final couple of corners for the championship leader. Final corner over the jump. We pick up the 16 of Lindy across the start-finish line. He will set his first timed lap. It's his second lap. What will the championship leader do? 43.7. He goes the second quick. Kalish to 3rd. Liftlander still waiting in the pit lane. Pick up Liftlander for an onboard lap. That was my surprise for everybody. But we'll pick him up in a minute. I will let you guys know. Matthew Lindy finishing up his final lap. Zach Blanche as well. These two are battling for the championship, the teammates from TWRS. With a little bit of a different dynamic than two separate teams. It's so tricky to run for a championship. Yes, Brian.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing with these times? The top 3 are under. They're a half a tenth.
This is incredible.
Apart from each other. The top 4 are
Blanche
a half
P1.
a tenth apart from each other.
43.4 for the second place man in points. Lindy is done with his run. So Blanche has the upper hand.
Blanche just ruined that half a tenth. He just put the top 4 into 3 tenths. But before that, yeah, they were 15 thousandths and 53 thousandths apart from each other.
Alrighty, let's take a lap and ride on board the reigning NASA Rallycross World Champion, Kieran Liftlander. Just kidding, he just reset to the... Kieran is... Okay, now he's resetting again. Let's ride on board with him now and enjoy a lap of car 20th. Penultimate corner to the final corner. Kieran Lifflander has had a terrible season, him and Evan both. Two kids have ran away with every record in NASA Rallycross for the last couple of years. And Kieran will cross the line. Can he finally have good luck in the 20? 43.599. He goes to second. He's looking for 2/10. Take a look from outside the car. Ripping through. Over the crest. Down the hill and up to turn 3, where Brian, he had that issue in practice earlier.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, it is so close. I mean, if you want to hit the top times, that's what you got to do, but it is so scary.
Final corner, over the jump. Will Kieran improve? He's looking to beat a 43.367. Is the reigning NASA World Champion, 43.749. Final lap for him. You think he's so used to running the rallycross lines? Would the differing lines matter? I'm just so fascinated as to why the two kids have been nowhere near the top this season.
I mean, he's near the top. He's in second.
I mean,
Josh,
across the
he's in
season,
second.
Brian. Across the season.
I know.
It's just.
I know what you mean.
I know
Yeah,
Evan won.
I'm not
Evan
quite
won
sure.
in Winton, but they've been so inconsistent.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with him. It could just be the hours and hours of just dialing in a specific line, and he gave up his last lap. That's a strange one to give up. Just go over the line.
Last car to run a lap. Devin Hughes to finish up. Brian, if you can take us through the qualifying order and some programming notes, I have to step away for just a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. So, qualifying done and dusted. Zach Blanche, top of the tower with a 43.367. Kieran Lifflander in second. Chris Spalding, Matt Lindy, Matt Kalish, Indy Kirkenbauer, James Watson, Romain Rateau, Kevin Garcia, Jamison Leckenby, Warren Watkins, Justin Morton, Umet. I'm not even going to try right now. Devin Hughes, Chris Leone, Chris Lunan, Matthew Grove, and Jake Robichaud. It's Umet Akatanezi. Took me a second. I had to remember. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the programming notes, Alex. I don't have them up internally, so I have to see them come across. This Thursday, we got the SimCar Grand Am Series. That's going to be me, and I think he said you, Alex. So if that's true, I don't remember. Yep, you're shaking your head yes, so I'm excited for that one. 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to Watkins Glen. We got the boot. It's going to be a good time. Only GT3s this season. No GTPs, so it's one class to focus on. It's a lot more fun. Then on the 24th, we got the DRS CCA versus the WDCR. That's the Formula Fords. They're going to be racing at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Alex, maybe myself, Jarrett Lott, a whole crew coming in for that one. We're going to be racing 2 races, back-to-back Road America and Summit Point. And then we got a whole bunch of the SimCar Grand Am Series, Montreal, Silverstone, Monza, and a few other tracks. That's going to be a great rest of that series, and looking forward to some special events that I'm planning. More info on those will be coming soon. And then NASA Rallycross starting back probably in March. About to end qualifying here. It's like 15 seconds left until we're ready to grid, so find out who's in that first heat. Got 3 of them this evening. We're gonna have a 13 car feature. And it will update here in a second, Alex, so we could just stay right there. There we go. We got Chris Lunan, Umet Adkindenzi, Jamison Leckenby, James Watson, Matthew Lindy, and Zach Blanche.
Getting set for.
Find out when Mr.
Number
Well,
one.
Mertz is back. I was going to say, we'll see when
I
Mertz
don't,
gets back.
I don't know for how much inside baseball. I'm suddenly not feeling good. Chris Lunan, Umat Acton-Isley, Jamison Leckenby, winner of the future. Watson, Matthew Lindy, and Zach Blanche. So if I vanish, you know why, and Brian will handle what he can. He gets set for heat number 1. Blanche on the grid, trying to take the fight to Lindy, and it's interesting. These guys are in the same heat race. Heat 1 in Sonoma. Green flag off the line. Loonan misses the start. Acton Isley side by side with Leckenby to the first corner. Shooting the middle is Blanche, passing his teammate and passing Loonan. No jokers off the start. Into the first corner, around is Blanche, into Lindy. And the Australian had to make something happen, Brian, but not like that.
Yeah, that's not what you want to make happen when you need something to happen. They're lucky both of them are still driving. Got around over the jump, spun back, and very impressive that they're still driving. Matt Lindy trying to pass Chris Loonan. Chris Loonan losing it going wide. Zach Blanche also sneaks through there. Up front, Watson and Umat right back and forth on each other. Watson trying to hold Umat back. Jameson just starting to walk away a little bit. I don't know. Watson's actually right.
Come on, Joker.
Watson's. There we go. I had a volume issue. I could hear everything. Super loud.
Lead. The end of the first lap. Watson, third, fourth, Lindy, fifth, Blanche. Only the winner transfers, so these guys need all the bonus points they can get. I mean, Lindy, yes and no, not so much. He's got the points that he can burn, but Blanche needs to make everything happen. But I mean, we saw in the World Championship conclusion last season, Evan gave up the heat race as into the wall goes Lindy. Blanche takes the spot.
Blanche sneaks on by. And it's no bonus points. He needs to get up to first, but I'm thinking they're both probably going to the LCQ here. James Watson takes his joker. Oh my God, Lindy takes his, and Leckenby, huge swing, almost hitting Lindy. That was a weird line by Jameson.
He was crossed up over the jump, landed bad.
Yeah. With a terrifying missile if Lindy got taken out like that.
Umut in second, especially because you're of course not expecting it. So you're just driving along and all of a sudden, just kidding, hi, I'm here, crashing into him. I'd be surprised to say the least, plus a couple of other colorful. Now, Lindy has Leckenby in between him and Blanche. Blanche jokers. Umut takes his second. 2 laps to go. Umut still leads.
Blanche coming out right behind Watson. He's got to make the move, get right by him. Both of these, Blanche and Watson, both still have a joker remaining. So they can probably alternate. We're on lap 4, so one can go now and one can go later. If I'm Blanche, I'm taking it now. I'm behind Watson. And unless he can pass him on merit right here, taking the joker.
Umut is done with his strategy. Watson's got 1 left. Blanche has 1 left, so he's going to wait until the last lap. Leckenby and Lindy follows Blanche. Okay. Now Go ahead, Brian.
I gotta guess that Watson and Blanche are in the same room talking to each other. There's Blanche definitely just no hesitation.
Zoom it into the carousel. He saved it. They both did. He tried the same move that he was doing last week. Walk past.
Yeah.
Brandon.
These cars can do it. The wheel, I mean, they're not as fragile as an open wheel car. They can take a little bang. Blanche hits the wall. Sets himself up for the joker nicely, though. He's going to take it on Watson. Barely, though.
Checkered flag. Blanche wins the first heat race. Watson second. Leckenby third. To the semifinal goes championship leader Matthew Lindy. Umut Acton Isley and Chris Loonan as well. Also, the semifinal. Have that on my bingo card. Lindy to miss so far. And it's not...
One of them had to.
It's, of course, I mean, grid 4 heat number 2, Matty Grove, Devin Hughes, Warren Watkins, Romain Rateau, Kalish, and Kieran Liflin. And of course, we'll do points to get complete permutations for heat 2 during the break, but I'll hold my point until the Start has subsided. Heat 2 in Sonoma. Green flag. Off the line. 3 wide. Hughes, Watkins, and Grove. Down to the first corner. Kalish bowling his way through on Watkins. Couldn't make the move. Side by side, Grove with Hughes into the final corner to begin the first lap. Rateau all over the rear wing of both of them over the jump. It's Hughes, Grove, Rateau, Kalish, Watkins, and Lifflander. Down to the first corner. I thought Grove was going to sneak into line with the 60 of Hughes. Hughes very deep in that car, trying to rip the outside. Here comes Kalish. Here comes Rateau. 4 cars under a blanket. They touch. They touch again. Here comes Lifflander. Everybody's racing under a blanket in Heat 2. Down the carousel, back up the hill to turn 3. This is not going to end pretty for any of these guys. Kalish and Lifflander giving each other room. Rateau off the track. Lifflander off the track. Contact with Kalish. Rateau avoiding maneuver was Lifflander.
Ugh.
What chaos. His chokering is Warren Watkins at the end of the first lap. Really quick. My point being, Lindy's not starting on the front row for the semifinal. That's going to be chaos for him later. Watkins leads at the end of the first lap.
Yeah, we could see right there, Josh. I think that whole incident was a culmination of the front 2 cars. Third, fourth, and fifth were much faster than the 2 cars up front, and they came into turn 1, and all 3 of them had to slam on their brakes to not take out those front 2. Specifically saw Kalish really had to hit the brakes to avoid hitting Grove there. And he's coming right back up on him right now.
Kalish came oh so close to winning in Winton a couple of weeks ago. Differing line compared to Grove as they both take to the Joker. Watkins stays out. We're 3 wide for second with Kalish, Watkins, and former contenders champion Grove.
That was an impressive move by Kalish. He pulled the over-under. He went super wide into that Joker entry and then just threw it on the inside of Grove, made it stick, got past Grove, and held the position on Watkins.
Matty Grove, former contenders champion and former World Rally Challenge champion for the 472, the man from Pennsylvania, still currently in the 4th position. We talk about bad luck for Lifflander and for McFarland, Ryan, but it has been equally bad luck for Grove.
Grove down to the Joker for the 2nd time. He's going to come out looking like he's going to come out right in front of Kalish.
Comes Lifflander as well in the 20. NASA Rallycross World Champion, currently in 4th. Side by side, Grove and Kalish up the hill. Back down in the carousel. Wonderful circuit here in California. They touch. Grove loses 2 spots.
Yeah, Grove's hitting the brake into turn 1, and
it's
really
what a
eating up a
send
whole lot
in
of his
turn
time.
3. Wow. I think he's figured it out, Brian. He was full send, lick the stamp, and send it, trying to get by Kalish. He jokers in the 20. Will he get to the lead?
Yeah.
I think so. He does.
Yeah, Warren Watkins coming through, taking 3rd from Kalish now. Kalish still gets to respond with his Joker, though.
Hughes in the 60 for JC Simsport, trying to catch the 20 of Lifflander. Evan's got a Joker left.
Devin Hughes
Kalish
still has a Joker
left.
also.
Yes, Hughes has a Joker left in the 60. He can hang on to the 20. He'll take this heat race win. If I can be biased towards my team for one moment, it has been terrible for the JC teams this season, so good to see Devin having a good run. Jokering in the 60. Staying on the track. Nearly into the gantry. Is it going to be a drag race to the line? Lifflander, Hughes at the line. If he didn't make the mistake, Hughes would have got it. Lifflander tips him by 0.004. Commentator's curse. I shouldn't talk about my own cars. As the world champion transfers in a photo finish in Heat 2. I have to echo what Josh Darnell is saying in our chat. It has been terrific racing all evening. Heat 3. Jake Robichaux, Chris Leone, Justin Morton, Kevin Garcia, Indy Kirkenbauer, and inaugural Crosscar Futures champion, Chris Spalding, in 6th. Third and final heat race of the evening for Master.
I think we're going to see the same thing, Josh. Chris Spalding has this own row to himself in the back. And he's going to get to choose his line. I think he's going to be much faster than Robichaud and Leone coming into this. He's got a huge start off of Indy Kirkenbauer, who just kind of froze there.
Morton takes the lead, takes the spot. Robichaud, Leone side by side with Garcia, Spalding, and Kirkenbauer. And Garcia and Leone touch. I heard a rumor that if you crash Chris Leone, you're banned from iRacing. That's a joke. That's a joke, okay? Chris Leone in third in the 40, side by side with Garcia.
That wasn't a joke.
Leone defends middle of the track.
Anymore.
What'd you say? I missed it.
If that wasn't a joke, I've been banned from this game so many times.
Like there was contact with Leone and Spalding.
A little bit.
And Garcia, Robichaud struggled over the carousel, Brian. Garcia to second. Morton leads.
Oh,
Garcia.
Leone and Robichaud getting into it, catching Chris Spalding in a little bit.
Why? He saved it.
Somebody's got a joker here. They got to get away from each other, but they're all staying out.
Oh, boy. I left my hard hat.
Nobody had an optimal line for it.
That's not true.
Justin Morton and Kevin Garcia are loving this one, though.
Chris squared for third in this heat race. Spalding versus Leone. Leone's no slouch on dirt road, Brian. You would know a little bit more than me, of course, but over at ESG Motorsport, I recall that Chris Leone knows what he's doing on dirt tracks.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got this.
Jake Robichaud in the 69 behind them. Spalding third, second Garcia, and Justin Morton continues to lead. So easy to abuse this car, abuse these tires, and lose grip, Ryan. It's so easy. I talk about that during the rallycross stuff, but comparatively speaking, that's a 10 out of 10. Easy to do. This is a 100 out of 10.
Yeah. Right there with you. Justin Morton really using the grass, almost losing the car. Grips up a little more on these cars than you would like, especially in the front tires since there's no power there. And almost pulled him into the grass, but he got it back under control, maintains second.
Kevin Garcia, 2025B Rallycross Futures, so technically the reigning Rallycross Futures champion, the last one that we had before Crosscar took over. I think making his first start this season, great to see the man from New Mexico back. Justin Morton back to the lead, 2 laps to go. Morton, Garcia, Spalding, Leone, Kirkenbauer, and Jake Robichaud is our running order in heat number 3. Joker rotation. Both Chris's have both of them. So does Kirkenbauer. Morton's got 1. But I don't think Spalding or Leone, Ryan, are close enough. Take the white flag. Justin Morton leads. His last lap was a 44.0. Ahead of Kevin Garcia, 44.2. 42.1 for Chris Spalding. It was a joker it was. Leone took his first joker as well. Morton looking good, and he didn't take that joker, so we can write off all the talking that I did before of one of the Chris's stealing it away. Jokering is Justin Morton around the final corner. Winning heat number 3 is car number 11. Man from Missouri will have the outside pole here in Sonoma. Second and best possible starting spot for the semifinal, Kevin Garcia, followed by Chris Spalding, Chris Leone, Indy Kirkenbauer, and Jake Robichaud. Head to semi-finals now. Like I said, the Futures race listed the top 5 as cars that were transferring in. So I am interested rather to see what will happen. Our grid for the first semi-final. James Watson, Kevin Garcia, Matt Kalish, Matthew Lindy, Chris Leone, Matty Grove, and Chris Lunan. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, top 5 still transfer. This is crucial for Matthew Lindy, championship leader, 15-ish points before tonight, up on Zach Blanche, but it almost would benefit because he has a drop week. I'm just fascinated to see. We're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves. 5 laps, 2 jokers, top 5 transfer. We get set for semi-final A in Sonoma.
Sorry, guys, I'm having.
Just hit results in ATVO. My Discord's down, so I got to tell you in here.
Green flag. Off the line. Watson wheel spin. Garcia wheel spin. Garcia comes across nearly into Watson. 3 wide of the first corner. Kalish on the outside. 1 car back. It's Lindy in 4th. Top 5 transfer as we head to the final corner. To begin the first lap, Garcia leads. Watson side by side with Kalish over the jump. They do not touch. Car width between them. Lindy, Leone, Grove, and Lunan. Down to the first corner. Kalish and Watson side by side through the freshly laid dirt. Garcia wide. Here comes Kalish. Watson as well, trying 2 for 1 in the worst way for Kevin Garcia. Is Kalish trying to pull away. Car length between them. Down the hill, up the hill. On the first lap, heading to turn number 3. Such a blind and terrifying crest here at the Sonoma Raceway. Matt Kalish continues to lead. Google Joker on the first opportunity. Fascinating to see if we will see any strategy deviation. Kalish with the wide line again. Garcia Joker, so does Lindy. So it is, looks as though it's a 3-4 split. 4-3, I know how to count. At the end of the first lap, Kalish leads. Garcia in second. Lindy in third. Not sure if you're back, Ryan. I know everyone. We're having some issues internally. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. In the Automotive Sports Network, dealing with a few growing pains.
I'm back. I think I got everything fixed.
40 of us hanging out and watching the cross-car action on ASN. Just a reminder, if you want to join us,
between Alex and I, the whole world just crashed.
That's okay. My body physically is crashing at the moment, and I'm trying my best to truck through it. Jokering is Lindy. He will go to the lead. Will the championship leader? .42.4 for Lindy, so it's about a 2-second delta from Joker to regular course. Kalish in second, third Garcia. Top 5 transfer, so it's Lunan versus Leone. Battle of the Chris's again. This time it's not Spalding, it's Lunan. Leone mowing the grass in the 40. Eddie Grove in the 472. I caught Matthew Lindy.
Coming out of the Joker.
It was very deep. Here comes Garcia. 2 to go. .43.9, 42.7. Garcia trying to gain on the 16 of Lindy. The top 2 done with their strategy. Everybody else has 1 Joker left. Grove actually has both. This won't help Lindy. He'll still grid at the back of the field, even if he gets passed by those guys, or wins this semifinal. Romaine, the vehicular gymnastics competition takes place immediately after the NASA Cross Car Challenge. Unfortunately, we have not inked a contract yet for that one. All jokes aside, Kalish exits the Joker, white flag for the 54. A couple car lengths away. Watson in third. Feel free to interrupt me, Brian, unless we're still dealing with some stuff internally. Garcia in 4th. 5th is Lunan, holding the transfer.
Yeah, I was looking off monitor, but I see Matt Kalish took his Joker. He got in front of Lindy. I was feeling like that was coming. So Leone and Grove are the only 2 who haven't Jokered. They might be able to get Lunan.
Leone might steal this from Lunan.
I highly doubt it, though.
Maybe. Final corner, over the jump. Matt Kalish will win the semifinal. Lindy second, Watson third, Garcia 4th. Jokering is Chris Leone. Can he steal the transfer spot away from Chris Lunan? Are we going to be side-by-side photo finish at the line? Chris Leone's got it! 5th place in the transfer for the 40. Best of the rest will be Chris Lunan and Matty Grove. Slapex not having a good evening. And Matt Kalish wins semifinal B. Or semifinal, is that A? Do I know how to read? No, I don't know how to read. Semifinal B time now. Devin Hughes, Jameson Leckenby, Chris Spalding, Watkins, Acton Isley, Kirkenbauer, Rateau, and Jake Robichaux. 5 laps, 2 jokers, top 5 transfer. So ahead of myself, Brian, I thought it was semifinal B already. But now it is in Sonoma. Green flag. Missing the start completely.
Jake Robichaux not moving.
Apex is 0 for 3 in the transfer department here in Sonoma. Leckenby side by side with Spalding, they touch! And the 2 Futures drivers dueled earlier, they're dueling now. The outside is Hughes, trying to pass Leckenby over the jump, they touch! They touch again! They do not end up in the wall. Side by side, here comes Umat in the 31. Inside of Leckenby in the 51, Watkins in the 26 against Hughes in the 60. They touch in the carousel.
Devin Hughes gets swallowed.
Now.
Yeah, Devin Hughes just got swallowed by Warren Watkins and Acton Isley. They got a little slow. He got hit. He just lost 3 positions.
Robichaux trying to recover from the missed start. Spalding leads. Leckenby, Acton Isley, Watkins, and Kirkenbauer. Top 5. Rateau and Hughes. Hughes has spun, he slid rather, in the 60. Jokering on the first lap is Kirkenbauer in the 100. So did Rateau in the 23. Nobody else has. Spalding continues to lead. Bauer, Leckenby, Rateau, and Acton Isley, top 5 at the moment. We got Watkins trying to pass Acton Isley in the 26 against the 31. Somewhat off the road for the moment. Back on track. Will we see jokers on the second lap? Watkins does. Okay, where will this put the 26 in relation to everybody else? Watkins has no jump to negotiate like these guys do. He comes out in front of Leckenby, battling with Kirkenbauer in the 100. Fastest lap, the 100, 43.974. 44.1 for Spalding. He was 0.2 slower than Kirkenbauer the last time around. Leckenby, Rateau holding the transfer at the moment. Top 5 transfer to the feature race. Acton Isley and Hughes and Robichaux on the outside looking in at the moment. Spalding takes his first joke. So does Kirkenbauer. So does Leckenby, rather Kirkenbauer. That's his second joker. Watkins stays out. So does Rateau. 2 laps to go for Spalding. 42.6 for the 039. 42.6 for Kirkenbauer. Leckenby, Watkins, Rateau. Umat trying to gain. He matched the lap time of Rateau the last time around. Coming to the white flag. These guys can alternate jokers. We'll have to see. Will Spalding joker? No, he's going to wait. Leckenby's going to take his now. Will Rateau? Umat does. Where will this end up in the running order? Here comes Jameson. White flag for the 51. No jokers left for the 51. Spalding has 1 left, and this is a tricky spot to be in because you want to race him. He just came out in front of you, but you have that joker left, Brian. You don't want to chance anything.
Yeah, you got a joker left. You don't push too hard. You're technically in front of them. You have the position.
3. Watkins, Umat, and Romaine. Those guys, 4th, 5th, and 6th, battling for the transfer spot. Spalding will take to the joker, the newly minted Crosscar Futures champion. Checkered flag, the 039. Leckenby 2nd, 3rd Kirkenbauer, 4th Watkins. At the line, Romaine got Umat on the transfer. What happened? Oh, Umat made a huge mistake in the joker. I don't know if you can roll that back before it kicks to warm up. That was huge. You might have to do it professionally, Alex. You can pick up Umat. because look at what happened. That's on the start. But what a move. I would just pick him and roll it back. Or you might have to do it again. I just want everyone to see this before we step away because that was the biggest kick in the gut for someone. And you get so close, Brian. And there we go. Roll that. Throw a helicopter shot or like a scene or a high above shot, and just roll it full speed. Goes wide on the dirt, and you're Romain, and you say, "Oh, I didn't expect this," and it's drag race to the line.
That's unfortunate. That's really gonna hurt.
Pressure gets to you.
Good on Romain though for seeing it.
Of course, absolutely. So Romain sneaks his way into the show. Umut is out. We're going to step aside for the last time here on ASN for Crosscar. You won't miss a thing. Stick around from Sonoma.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Between these two in the terminal, this is going to get spicy.
turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap. Clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Open the 26. He has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one. Up heading to the inside. Magnus gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside. Phil Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Marcus will hold his spot.
You're so interesting.
The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season, no matter the track, car, series, whatever it may be. If you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, we might even be on the dark web. We are gunning for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube for ASN Live. I'm going to do this live as a professional journalist. We still are at 972. Totally okay. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. That'll send you right to the Discord. Jump in, have a conversation, because we're looking for partners for 2026. Message me or Brian, and we'll figure something out. Brian Sawyer's next to me in the commentary box. My name's Josh Mertz with Alex Larson in the production truck. Brian, we got 20 seconds until we go green. I need you to focus on not the Bears and the Rams right now and give me a prediction. On the
I'm thinking Zach Blanche. He's starting on pole. We've seen pole being a very strong position at this track. Kieran and Morton are gonna have to swing from the outside and sneak their way in. Second row is pretty hard, so I'm going for Blanche.
Unofficially,
and it's okay. The Rams game is over, so
don't tell me. Don't tell me.
You have my full attention.
I think I know what happened. Okay, and I'm really sad, but we're not talking about Handag. We're talking about Crosscar. And unofficially, did some math. Matthew Lindy's looking really good to lock up this championship, but we are just going to act like there's a possibility that it could happen. Zach Blanche is on pole position. Kieran Lifflander, the reigning NASA Rallycross world champion. Justin Morton, Matt Kalish, Chris Spalding, Matthew Lindy, Jameson Leckenby, James Watson, Indy Kirkenbauer, Kevin Garcia, Warren Watkins, Chris Leone, Romain Ratto. 13 cars, 10 laps, and 2 jokers to see if Matthew Lindy can get his second NASA championship to join his Contenders Championship in 2024. It has been a pleasure for this little 6-round season. It's been so much fun. Thanks for joining us on ASN as we get ready to crown a champion in Sonoma. Green flag, off the line, wheel spin aplenty, except for one car in front. It was Morton in the 11th.
Josh.
By Kalish down to the first corner, final corner to begin the first lap. Blanche to the lead. Lifflander trying one car around Spalding, stacking up the field. Unbelievably, nobody else gets caught up in it as Watkins and Leone touch over the jump down to the first corner. Lifflander battling with Blanche, looking left, looking right against the Australian is the kid from South Carolina trying to surge his way through the dirt up the carousel with Matt Kalish in tow in the 54. Really quick off monitor, Matthew Lindy currently sitting in the 8th position according to my timing. That is right apparently, as up the hill through turn 3. Blanche, Lifflander, car length between them. Will we see jokers on this first opportunity? Kirkenbauer passes Watkins for 10th. Pay attention. No jokers from the top 2, 3, 4. Garcia does. He pulls the pin. So does Lindy at the end of the first lap. Brian up front. Zach Blanche.
Hey, Kevin Garcia coming into the right behind Lifflander, making himself known in this top 3 battle. It's not what Kalish is looking for there. He has to go a little wide to avoid him, but this battle up front is going to be pretty nutty. They're all going to rotate their jokers. It's going to be something. Zach Blanche though, he's up in first, and where is Lindy? Lindy's down at 5th. That's not ideal for him, especially with the points difference coming into this evening. I mean, Blanche got the top spot. I mean,
getting the joker.
That might be enough. Not 100% sure, but that might be enough for Blanche.
Teammates will be battling on the not a first Joker rotation. Lindy's done with his strat, Brian. I don't know if that was a good idea, taking his Jokers this early. Yes, he's up front now, but everybody behind him has either one or both of them left.
Yeah, they're all going to just, one by one, just slowly start to abandon him. He's up. It looks like he's in second now, but he's probably back in fifth or sixth.
Interesting to see once the checkered flag falls to see what will happen points-wise. Blanche, no Joker. Lifflander takes his first
off
in the 20. Last time we raced at Sonoma, Kieran Lifflander won with NASA Rallycross Live at the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg. Certainly knows this track as the kid from South Carolina. Blanche second, third Lindy. Kalish, Kirkenbauer top 5. Garcia, Morton, Watkins. Watkins battling Watson. Say that one 5 times fast for the 8th position. James,
yeah,
I thought they were going to touch. Woo.
And James getting a little loose back there. Leone looking to try and make a move on him.
We see a second Joker from Lifflander to close out and try and run away. Will we see something else happen? It has been torrid luck for the reigning NASA Rallycross World Champion. Blanche Jokers.
Blanche gets a little hairy. He's going to come out in front of Lifflander by 2.5 tenths.
Goes to the lead. Rateau to 10th. Alding to Rateau to 9th, passing Watson off monitor. Fastest lap up for a moment. I think it was Zach Blanche in the 2. Now Lindy in third with his Jokers done. Kirkenbauer's done with his Jokers. Kalish has taken 0. I really don't know if that was a good idea for Lindy. He's got the points gap. We're going to keep everything unofficial, of course, until we calculate points and figure it out. Blanche leads by a car length over Lifflander. Brokering is Kalish in the 54. Oni just crashed in the back. He came over voice chat. He crashed into Chris Spalding. They came together again. Chris squared, did not end up very well.
Yeah. You see coming up the carousel for the first time here, Josh. At the dirt is really starting to wear away. The asphalt's coming in like we saw in the Futures race. So that line is going to be a lot more important to start grabbing onto.
The top 2 yet. Lindy obviously documented that he's done. Kalish staying out. Garcia done. Kirkenbauer done. Watkins done. Watson done. Morton with none. Kirkenbauer way drivers right over the jump in the 100. I think Lindy might get away with this, Brian. He might lose one to Kalish, but that might be it.
Yeah. So, not a terrible strategy. Got himself out of a terrible position back in like 6th or 7th there.
Zach Blanche doing everything that he can possibly do to steal this championship away from his teammate Matthew Lindy, but Lindy looking good, holding a podium spot in the 16. Normally driver of car number 3, changed to 16 in tribute to Greg Biffle. Jokering is Lifflander in the 20. 3 laps to go for the reigning NASA Rallycross World Champion. And like we documented also, it has been terrible luck. Romain battling Morton over the jump.
Threw a slider on Morton, went underneath, and Morton's going to try and get it back on turn 1 here.
Side by side, the 11 and the 23. Former world championship race winner Romain Rateau. Nearly touching with Morton in the carousel. Leckenby trying to sneak into the picture as well. Lifflander done with his strategy. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Can Kalish steal the podium away from Lindy? I don't think that would matter. Kirkenbauer to the inside of Garcia in the bowling alley. The 100 versus the 505. If we can pick this up, Garcia's all over the track. These guys battling for 5th. Kirkenbauer takes the spot for the moment. Jokering is Kalish ahead of Lindy.
Yeah.
Here comes Leckenby. Here comes Morton. They are all battling for 5th on back. Zach Blanche continuing to pull away. Lifflander clipped the wall, I think, on the inside, Brian. Ever so slightly.
Yeah, he was doing it a lot in practice, but like I said, you just get into a groove on this track and you can... he looks like he's sliding out a little bit. He might have a little front wheel damage. Can't quite tell from the angle I'm seeing. But
This is Garcia. Right on board.
yeah,
Kieran
Kieran's wheel
Lifflander.
looks fine.
45 of us hanging out and watching the conclusion of NASA Cross Car here in Sonoma. Zach Blanche trying to do everything that he can do ahead of reigning world champion Kieran Lifflander, but Matthew Lindy looking good. Lindy took the spot from Kalish. I missed it, so apologies on that one. He's holding the third spot. Final corner for Zach Blanche. He's done everything that he can possibly do to take this championship away. Over the jump, he will win in Sonoma ahead of Kieran Lifflander. Matthew Lindy tentatively with the Cross Car Championship coming home in third. We'll have to confirm it, of course. Kalish fourth. Fifth at the line will be Kirkenbauer over Morton. Leckenby, Rateau, Watkins, Watson, Garcia, Spalding, and Chris Leone, 13th and last.
I think it's
I love
hilarious the control
Everybody
that Lindy
celebrates
has over that vehicle.
in NASA
Lindy
fashion.
crosses the line
Everybody
and just
doing
starts
burnouts.
spinning in circles.
Became a NASA. What was a meme 14 years ago? He finished the last race in Valgenswaard and everybody did burnouts. I said, that's kind of cool. And it has become a tradition at the end of every season. Doesn't matter if you won or finished last. You celebrate with everyone on a season well completed. Lindy and Blanche. It's not ASN After Dark. At least not. We take a look at the classification. We try to. Thanks for hanging with us with all these technical issues. Greatly appreciated. I'll take this verbally at least. Blanche, Lifflander, Lindy, top three. Kalish, Kirkenbauer, Morton, Leckenby, Rateau, Watkins, James Watson, Garcia, Spalding, Leone. Just a quick reminder on the cars that did not transfer. We had Lunan, Luan Acton-Isley, Matty Grove, Devin Hughes, and Jake Robichaux, 14th through 8th. And unofficially, we have point pulled up. Watching just a replay for a moment. Everybody
Yeah, we can go ahead and
celebrating.
pull up points.
All you, Brian.
All right, so unofficially, it's looking like it's official, though. Matthew Lindy winning the inaugural Cross Car Masters, 157 points to Zach Blanche's 150. Kieran Lifflander up into the podium this week, passing Evan McFarlane, who was not here this week, 135 to 131. Indy Kirkenbauer, Romain Rateau, Keenan Kusin, TJ Staver, Umet Acton-Isley, Chris Spalding, Matt Kalish, Warren Watkins, Justin Morton, Jeff Cartwright, Athena Leclerc, Aiden Irvin, Devin Hughes, Jamison Leckenby, Klaus Kreutzer, James Watson, Jake Robichaux, KH Donahue, James Mensch, Chris Lunan, Matt Grove, Kevin Boland, Cody Winecki, Tom Grady, Justin Robichaux, Josh Mertz, Scout Lawrence, Chris Leone, Corey Boudoir, Dane Culver, Wyatt Pearson, Kevin Garcia, Cody Crosgrove, Nate DeSelms, Zach Goddard, Raymond Rodriguez, JP DeFino, Eric Dubois, Casey Knight, and Eric Kaplinger, the 44 drivers that drove with us this season.
All the cars, including the few drivers that transferred up to the Masters split.
Alex, take me to the team points. I got it up over here. I'll keep reading. TWRS Blue securing their championship with 327 points over Kieran Lifflander Racing 1, 280 KLR 2, Channel 199 Sim Racing, Mika Esports rounds out the top 5, TWRS Yellow, North Star Racing, Jim Beaver Esports, Slatepex Racing powered by TWRS, Fusion Sim Sport, TWRS TL, JC Sim Sport, Move Over at Speedy Time, Mink Motorsports, Kieran Lifflander Racing 3, Impact Sim Sports, Team 193, Prismatic Motorsports, Mertz Racing Technologies, Winning Esports Technologies, Red Slice Racing, JC Academy, TWRS Pink, Soulpec Precision Racing are 24 teams this season.
Looking through before we begin our interviews. No, we're doing this a little bit backwards. Our sign-up sheet, and of course, a couple didn't race. That's expected. But according to our sheet, we had 82 drivers sign up, and I would say, Brian, I I would say about 60. Because, of course, a couple of them ran futures and didn't transfer. I would say about 60 or 65 of them ran one race. And
Yeah,
it has been
that is
awesome
not a
to
bad
see.
showing.
Awesome to see. Can you handle interviews for me? I've yapped. But
Yeah, that's fine.
let's see. Let's bring them both in. We're going to have a little dual interview. We have race winner Zach Blanche and inaugural champion of the NASA Cross Car Masters, Matthew Lindy. Ryan, take your pick. All yours.
Gentlemen, we're going to start with Lindy since you were third. Tell us about your race and your Joker strategy. It was, yeah, I got to unmute myself here. I was talking to them. We're going to start with Lindy. Congratulations on the championship. You finished third this evening. Looking to hear a little bit about your Joker strategy decision tonight. Oh my God, I can hear myself twice. There we go. Okay, that's much better. We were questioning it up here. You went 2 in a row, it seemed like, and we thought you were going to fall right back out of position, but you stayed up there. You maintained third. You had a good race with Kalish, and walk me through it.
Yeah, no, there was a little bit of an incident before the jump. It was that I had nowhere to go, and I just knew I just had to fight for clean air. That's all it was, just fighting for clean air. I know I had some speed over the guys that were around me during that time, so I knew I could just make that time back up. So it was just basically just trying to get as much clean air as I can and be up there with Zach and Kieran. I knew I was not gonna beat him. I didn't even honestly think I was gonna get to stand up here on the podium, but I just wanted to get the jokers out the way and pray that I get some really good air, which I did, and was able just to pace myself really good. Kalish was really fast, man. I thought he was going to get me there, but I was just able to kind of hook the first corner on the last lap better on him there, and glad we were able to keep it clean, no contact. I'm pretty sure that was, but yeah, Kalish put up a hell of a fight, and yeah, just really pumped Team Watson was able to win 5 out of the 6 races this season here.
Yeah, you guys put on a great showing. This whole season, though, yeah, 5 out of the 6 races, TWRS. You guys really know what's going on. You seem to take to this car pretty well straight off the rip. Immense speed, while it took some others some time to figure it out. Seem to be doing very well in the rear-wheel drive cars. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for your championship and for your podium tonight?
Oh yeah, first I'd like to give all glory to God, just giving me the strength and the smarts and the ability to be able to run up here in this an amazing league. It's great, and I'm truly blessed to be graced by his love. And I'd like to thank all the Team Watson guys and all the KES guys, just all those guys. There's too many names to name. We'll be here for a while, but all those, they know who they are. All those guys that just give me the support, and it's really upbringing and stuff like that. It's to have a great amount of people that are able to stand by you. Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend, just everyone, my friends, just everyone who supports me in this. I'd like to thank all the partners that work with us here at Team Watson and KES, and yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for putting on an amazing league, another amazing stream, I bet, when I go back and watch it. Yeah, can't wait for the supercars whenever you guys announce that stuff. Hopefully I'm going to be up there and competing with Kieran and Evan. I'm tired of finishing out at barely trying to finish out this podium here. So I'm definitely going to be pushing myself more and more to be able to get up there and hopefully make it a 3-way battle or even a 4-way battle with Zach to be able to get up there.
Yeah, you're getting faster and faster each season. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining the season, and congratulations on your championship.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Zach, you won tonight. You had a great race. Tell me what it was like defending against Kieran for most of that.
It wasn't what I was hoping. I had speed. I think for some reason I had a really, really bad stuttering issue on the sim, so I was struggling to keep focused, especially when your frame rate drops to 30, 20 frames per second. So that was a bit rough, but Matt kept my cool. He helped me out. He was calling lines. He was trying a few different things back in P3. and was able to tell me what lines were quicker. So he got me to change up a few lines and gain some more speed on Kieran. So that was really good to have him there helping out and whatnot. So yeah, thanks to him in back there helping me out, and thanks for Kieran for the good race. That was bloody amazing.
Yeah, that was excellent to watch. Back in your heat race, you were with Lindy. What's it like? Like, one of you, you're competing against him. You want to put him into the transfer spot, but then you guys had contact, and I mean it's contact between teammates, but you're still looking to beat him to try and take the championship away. So how was that? How was that?
Yeah, I mean, watching the okay, I saw I beat him a few in the qualifying. Now I don't think there was any chance of me catching him. A 14-point gap is just way too much. He's wrapped up that season pretty nicely for himself. So we were happy with our qualifying, and it really sucked to be put in the heat race with him. We also got put in the heat race with like James Watson and I think Kevin was in there as well. But it was like there were way too many of us guys, and I threw it into the final corner, and I think I rear-ended James. So that was a questionable move, not an amazing one, but I was luckily able to throw a 360 quickly, get that thing back straight, and drive through the field for the heat win. So I was really happy with the recovery. But yeah, probably don't run into the back of your boss if you're gonna do it next time.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the season. A couple wins and win tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to just throw a huge thanks to everyone at Team Watson Racing. As Matt said, they know who they are. They're always here practicing. They're always doing a lot for us and whatnot. So it's really good. I do think me and Matt have picked these things up a bit quicker than everyone else, which is amazing. I'm going to assume that that's probably coming from our speedway background. But yeah, it's really good that we've picked it up. But yeah, thanks to all those TWRS guys. Thanks to Matt. I didn't show up for round one, left him hanging there as TWRS Blue, but we were able to wrap up the team, I'm pretty sure, as well, with the rest of the rounds in there. So really good to see that.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out. Have a great night, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right. We'll bring in Kieran Lifflander. Kieran, you got me?
Yep.
All right. Well, you seem to get some speed locked into that car this evening. You were really hauling the mail. Walk us through your race. I mean, you guys were glued together for pretty much the entirety of the race. It was a great showing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess going in on the start there, just was trying to see if I can get a good start, maybe hug him, but I saw, because I'm running triples, I saw he sent it, so I lifted a bit, and then he kind of gave me a little room, and on cold tires, I slid all the way across the track, and I think I netcoded him when I looked at the replay. And I wanted to cross him over, but then I saw a bunch of carnage happening behind, so I kind of took my time, but also wanted to push it. And had I crossed him over, I think it maybe would have, excuse me, I think it maybe would have benefited us in the, or benefited me in the long run had I been able to cross him over, get under him. I mean, yeah, like you said, we were just glued together. Just, I don't know. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, that we were just running 1 and 2 and flip-flopping with the jokers, and I thought because I gained a few tenths on him early on with the first joker that I did, he was like 3 tenths out front. Before that, he was like 7 tenths out front, and then when I took the joker, we were separated at like 5 tenths, and then he took the joker, we were back to 5 tenths, so didn't really have much gain. And yeah, I don't know. It's just the track wearing in. It was something. I think for setups though, I think that's what they had. They just had that little more oomph off exit of turn 1 and up the hill. Because everywhere else we were pretty much even. That last corner, there were a couple instances where he went over the jump, he looked all sloppy. But it wasn't enough to be able to get a run on him or gain a couple tenths. It's really just that turn 1 and it being worn out. You're wide open. It's like you're running a Daytona in the NASCAR. You're just holding it wide open and obviously turning, and running the right line. And yeah, there's a lot of lines, especially with the worn out line like that, or a worn out track like that going up into turn 1 and down the little straightaway that they have. there's a ton of lines you go on the low line, but then you have to adjust gearing or adjust the way you're shifting, and then as high as he was going, a little bit higher in the groove, and being able to get a run off. I mean, I think it was definitely a setup race. After seeing what happened in the futures, so yeah, I don't know. It was something though.
Yeah, it was a good watch. We enjoyed watching it up here. Just looking back at this season, I mean, last season you came in by yourself in Rallycross. Now in Crosscar, I think you're up to what, 11 cars? That's a phenomenal growth for the team. Excited to see where that goes this season. You got a lot more people running your sets, really showing the speed of them. So how you feeling about managing such a big team now?
Well, yeah, it's definitely stressful. It was stressful at the beginning when I first started recruiting everybody. Obviously picked up Jameson, Chris, Indy, and a bunch of the other guys. Already had Darren, Daryl, Kevin, and Garth. Obviously picked up TJ early on. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely stressful, but you know, they're helping me as teammates and as team drivers for me, to be able to, you know, help me process and, you know, be like, yo, it's okay. You don't have to push all that hard. You know, we're managing. We know what to do. We know the routine. So, you know, I'm definitely excited to see what the future holds, though. Got some huge things planned for the team, hoping to recruit some more people. And if you're listening to this now, DM me on Discord, Kieran_Liftlander20 for more information on the team stuff. We are looking to recruit some drivers for the upcoming Supercars, Contenders, and Lights season, which I'm also excited about. But yeah, in terms of all the teammates and drivers that I've picked up, it's been a great time nonetheless. There's been a couple of hiccups along the way, but you know, other than that, it's all happies all around. So, and yeah, I just see Garth. He just typed in the chat. TJ's mending after an unfortunate incident. Yeah, prayers up for TJ. Got into a really nasty car accident last week, and he couldn't attend the race. So, but he's been communicating with us. He's doing better, and hoping he can make it for the Rallycross seasons. And yeah, I think that's about it, though.
All right. Well, aside from your team, anybody you want to thank for the second place tonight and just the season in general?
Yeah, I'll got to pull this up the list because you're as a team owner, you get a lot of teammates. You gotta kind of look and see who's on the team again. Chris Spalding, Darren Canfield, Andy Kirkenbauer, Jameson Leckenby, Kevin Boland, Athena Leclerc, Daryl Young, Dylan Thomas, Garth McDade, and TJ Staver. Shout out to all of them. Again, pick them up. Pretty recent at the start of the season. Had lots of fun working with them. Learned a lot from all of them. Shout out to them. Shout out to my mom and dad and my sister for supporting and watching along. Yeah, you guys for putting on the show. Really excited to get back into the Rallycross stuff. Still got a lot to learn with this car. I mean, a lot of people are catching on pretty quick, so I hope to be able to come back swinging in the next Crosscar season whenever that gets announced, and hope to get faster as a team as well and build the team more and grow. That's it's definitely on it's definitely on my wish list to, you know, grow the team as a whole and be one of the biggest teams in NASA. So, because obviously TWRS has been that for a while, but we're getting somewhere with this. So, shout out to everybody that said, and yeah, thank you guys for putting on the show. It's been a pleasure running with you guys.
It's been a pleasure having you. You guys are certainly on the way to being one of the biggest teams. Congratulations. Have a good night, and we'll see you next season.
Appreciate it, Brian.
All right, we took a look at points. We took a look at the results. We can get some final thoughts in a minute. But Brian, let's take us through our upcoming programming notes, and then I'll close it out for us.
This Thursday, we get the SimCar Grand Am Series. We're going to Watkins Glen. That's going to be Alex Larson and myself, maybe somebody else. Who knows? We might bring in special guests. It's going to be 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, probably closer to 9 by the time we get going live. On the 24th, we have the DRSCCA versus WDCR. That's going to be at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's Alex Larson, probably Jarrett Lott, maybe myself, maybe some others. And then we're going to SimCar for quite a few races: Montreal, Silverstone, Monza, The Bend, Motegi, Magny Course, Mexico City, and Sebring. Be sure to tune into those. They're going to be good races. Excited for them. NASA's going to probably have a couple special events in there at some point, and then we'll be back with Rallycross. Probably late March, maybe early April. Got to figure out and finalize the dates. But that's what we're looking at schedule-wise. Done with points, done with schedules. Josh Mertz, get me out of here.
I want a final thought first, Brian, and then I'll handle all the closing duty.
All right, a final
Season
thought.
or week, in the week in general, or the whole season, or whatever you want to do.
The whole season in general. I mean, this week was pretty much just our standard race, so not much there. But I'd like to thank all the drivers coming out and making this one of the biggest seasons we've had in a very long time. Super excited. It was 80 something signed up, 60 something racing. Couldn't believe those numbers. That was totally a lot more than we were expecting, especially such short notice. They announced a car, we announced a season, and then like 3 or 4 weeks later, we're running. So just really big thanks to all the drivers, all the new people too, coming out and trying us out. Hopefully y'all come back for our next set of seasons, and we'll see you then.
That's all that Brian has for you guys tonight, and I'm gonna go on my soapbox for just a couple moments. Actually, let me say thank you to some friends, and then we'll get a final soapbox from me. I just want to remind everyone that the NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN, brought to you all season by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. The camera angles that you have, my friend, they are absolutely impeccable. If you like what you saw tonight or all season or whatever it may be, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. We are gunning for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube for ASN Live. We're sitting at 972. I know we're planning on some potential dual streaming with YouTube and Twitch. We've got big things planned in 2026. Of course, we will go over all of that throughout the year. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone also in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. We're looking for partners, whether it's for CrossCar or for Rallycross. Join the Discord, have a chat with us. We'll get your name on the car, on the series, whatever it is. But in terms of the little soapbox speech, I guess I like to have after every single season finale, right? And I mentioned to Brian, and I mentioned to everyone here still that, let me refresh it right now. We've got still 28 of us hanging out on a post-race show, right? We had 40-ish people live concurrent. We topped it out with 50 in Wheatland, I think. Last week, what was it, Crandon? We had about 50. It's incredible to see the participation, not only in NASA Sim Racing. We had 80 drivers signed up for this little trial season of CrossCar. Like Brian said, we had about 60 drivers race. I bring this up because 14 years ago, oh God, here he goes, old man tangent. I had 6 people, including myself, race. It was a brawl. I had to fight to try and get those 6 people, and this community has blossomed with everybody's contributions. It doesn't matter if you're Alex Larson, who has just joined us, Brian a couple of years ago, or Clinton. I see you in the paddock in Discord with your sympathy corner, and I just love everyone, and I appreciate everyone's contributions, no matter how big or how small it might be. 2026 looking awesome. We're going to take obviously some time to take a break. We're going to have some special events coming, and 2026 A of the World Championship contenders, Masters, Futures, going to be amazing. The checkered flag has fallen on the season here in Sonoma. On behalf of our entire production staff, my name is Josh Mertz. I want to thank you for joining us for today's coverage of NASA CrossCar, both Futures and Masters, from Sonoma. Congratulations to Jameson Leckenby on his first career win in NASA Sim Racing, and Masters winner Zach Blanche, 3 wins this season for him, along with our champions Chris Spalding and Matthew Lindy. We're off until March, but be sure to join us on Thursday for Simcar and Watkins Glen. But until then, so long, everyone.